Hello, my little leapfrog milchers. I'm back again this week because I have internet connectivity, a rarity on the mountain. Welcome to the Cleveland Browns halftime report on Moohead Radio with the score. The Browns losing 14-13. What an interesting half it's been. And I want to say hi to everybody and thank you for your patience for kind of waiting for the show to come back. Sorry about last week. There's nothing I could really do about that. Hi to Perrysburg Guy, Wable, Guest 659, Big Lurk UK, the Tom H, KJQ, General Dog, and others listening along the line in Moo Moo Land. I want to start out by saying this. I have never, and I've seen some bad Browns teams before. This is the worst secondary I have ever seen in my life. And that includes Tramon Williams and Joe Hayden. I have never seen anything so bad in my life. The play that Kindred made, that's not a play he made, it's a play he didn't make, allowing Kendall Holt to get wide open for the touchdown. Who was he covering on the play? If somebody could explain to me, I want to hear from Ray Horton. I just want to hear from somebody. I mean, I'm seeing this over and over again. They just turn and look over their shoulder and watch the guy, run the other way. Jamar Taylor's done it a couple of times, have given up long touchdowns. This time, what is the safety in there for? Why is he standing in the middle of the field? I mean, to me, it's unreal. I've never in my life seen anything this bad. And that's right, Big Lurker UK. The special teams penalty. Even when we let the ball bounce and get downed, Tracy Howard holds. How is it possible that we hold on a ball that our kick returner never touches? How can a team be this bad? The players that are on the field don't belong on the field. And if that's the best we have, then God only knows. We're going to lose 16 more games next year. These guys are awful. I mean, if I see Atkinson return one more kickoff, what is the point of having a guy back there who catches the ball, runs about 12 yards, and stops? I don't get it. I'm just totally... I don't understand. We have no pass rush. Remember Jamie Meter in the preseason? He's still in the preseason. He's never going to get up to speed because he's got no speed. Danny Shelton's playing his ass off out there. Good to see that he got his first sack of the year. He's playing really well. The Browns did really well against the run. But what difference does it make when you can just throw the ball at will? It's literally pitch and catch. And there's nobody, every game we're down 7-0 before the game begins. We defer, we give the ball to the other team, and they score a touchdown every single week. And it's like the defense has no clue what they're supposed to be doing. Did you see the out fake that Jamar Taylor bid on the touchdown pass that Matthews caught the first drive? What the fuck's that? The guy didn't even make a fake. He just ran one direction and just broke it the other way. He's not even contesting anybody out there. There's nobody in the secondary who's contesting anybody. And it's really depressing. It really is. Hi, Arbus, for jumping in. And to guest 263. Kessler. First round smarts, 7th round arm. Okay? But with that said, if we had an offensive line, he'd be good enough to play 500 ball for this football team if he had his full complement of receivers. He's not a bad quarterback. He just, you saw the out pattern, You saw the pass down the sidelines to Andrew Hawkins. Andrew Hawkins is like, well, I'm going to go over to Subway and get myself a 12-inch sandwich while I'm waiting for the ball to come down. I'm sorry, not Subway, Blimpie. Blimpie would be the appropriate location. I've heard of getting air underneath passes. He just doesn't have an arm. And that's the reason why he's not the guy. But very good backup quarterback. He's going to have a career in the NFL because he's very smart. Yeah. So am I laughing at that. Guess 263. Kessler really missed Cam Irving. Yeah. Yeah. Kind of like, somebody would miss cancer. You notice every time that Kessler gets sacked, isn't it kind of the same story as you get on a crowded elevator and somebody farts? And you can always tell who's the one who's farting because he's one looking in the other direction. Can always tell who farted, right? That's Cam Irving. Every time Kessler gets sacked, he's just standing there. You notice he's looking around like he didn't block anybody. You're supposed to be engaged with somebody at the line of scrimmage, dude. Wow. I'm looking at other comments here. General Dog is saying he floats sideline passes beyond 25 yards. He's not very good, not a franchise guy, unless he can increase his arm strength by 25% and maintain accuracy. To me, what he is a smart, heady guy who in another generation would have been a nice little quarterback. But in this generation, as far as the speed and strength in the NFL, he doesn't have a strong enough arm. He really is accurate. The pass that he threw to a double-teamed Terrell Pryor was just perfectly placed. And the one he threw on the sideline that he stuck in there to Ricardo Lewis, these are very good throws. The touch pass that he threw to Ricardo Lewis when he broke containment was really nice. He does a lot of good things. And really, Hugh Jackson was right about him. He's going to be a contributor, especially knowing that even if you do eventually get a real quarterback who's a first string guy, that he's going to play anyway because our guy will get injured like he does every other year. Mogambi saying there was a jailbreak on the handoff. The Titans almost took the ball before he could get it to Crow. Yeah. And that's the one that Cam Irving was just standing around with the who farted look. Yeah. Overall, Kessler's done a good job of buying himself a little time in the pocket. He's done everything we can ask of him. He's scoring enough points, but you can't possibly win when you stop a team's running game and then you proceed to give up third down and longs repeatedly. There's no way you're going to win. And that's the problem with the Cleveland Browns. Countless times in the first drive, they were at 3rd and 15, 3rd and 12. And they just stood there and let him complete passes. There is no blitz scheme by Ray Horton. You would think that on one of those third downs and longs, they would have tried to rattle Mariota, but no, they didn't. They just rushed 3 or 4, and the 3 or 4 that they're rushing, they're really not very good. Let's be honest. Holmes, who goes off sides when they're just trying to run out the clock? Who jumps off sides in that situation? We got a bunch of morons on defense. And Horton won't call a blitz because they're morons. They grab people's face masks for no reason right in front of the officials. It's horrible. And I agree with General Dog. Let's leave Kessler in the game. No more of this Terrell Pryor at quarterback thing. It's wasted down. Why do we have Terrell Pryor come in and throw a 1-yard pass? Why do we have him running an option play where he's not going to pitch? I don't understand this cutesy bullshit, but it's got to stop. You've got a quarterback who's completing 70% plus of his passes. Put the ball in his hands, get the ball into the hands of Barnage or whoever else you get the ball into the hands of, or into Terrell Pryor's hands as a receiver. But let's stop with the gadget shit. It's just not really smart. 3rd and 1 in the red zone, we call a run play that gets stuffed. I don't think it was 3rd and 1. I think it was 3rd and longer than that. And I don't understand what the design of a play is. I keep screaming every week last year that Isaiah Crowell is not an outside runner. He's a between the tackles runner. And it doesn't make any sense to be running him wide. And this is what happens every time. Made no sense to me either. That play call, If that's the element of surprise, it didn't surprise the Tennessee Titans. As far as Mariota's concerned, it isn't that he's any great thing. If you put pressure on him, even when he gets a little bit of time in the pocket when his primary guys are not open, you can see he's kind of uncomfortable. Scobert should have intercepted the pass in the first drive, okay? We drop more interceptions or potential interceptions than any team in the league. And we have opportunities where he throws the ball into the middle of a crowded area, and we don't get the ball. And no turnovers leads to the other thing that I wanted to mention before we go back to the game, and that's field position. The other reason the Browns can't win is that we keep getting the ball inside the 10-yard line, because Colquitt punts a 40-yard punt. They get the ball on the 42-yard line, and they consume time. They don't get a first down finally, but they kick us deep, and we stand there. We don't have anybody who can return the punt, and so we down the ball at the 8-yard line. You're not going to get 92-yard drives. I mean, it doesn't work that way. We don't get any turnovers. We don't recover any fumbles. We don't intercept any passes, so we never end up with a short field. And we have a quarterback who's a control, short passing thrower, and he's not going to go 92 yards, at least not without us jumping off sides or holding or doing something that will kill the drive. You got to get turnovers. You got to give your offense a short field. And I believe that Kessler has the ability to throw good passes in the red zone. You got to get into the red zone, and you cannot be 60 yards, 70 yards away from the red zone when you start out every single possession. And 20 yards difference between where they start and where we start. And that's the reason why we're losing the game as well. We get the ball back now in the beginning of the second half to see what's going to happen. I don't know how you hide the idiots that we have in our secondary. I don't know they don't know how to break on a ball. They don't have any technique. It's impossible that this team's going to win. Let me put it to you that way, because big plays, it takes us such a long time to get down the field and make plays, to get into the red zone, and to give up 50, 60-yard passes because your defensive secondary forgets to cover a guy makes it very, very difficult. All right, I'll be back again after the game to talk about how we lost, okay? I'll see you after the game. Enjoy the second half, everybody. And maybe we'll even throw in a little talk about the Indians after the game, because we have to talk about winners every now and then. I'll see you after the game. Bye.